Hello, friends. Nicholas, DIVO-Ted Talks, Devoted Talks. Here we are again. uh, I have been on a roll lately with some of these, and I am looking forward to listening to them again because, man, some of the stuff that's been coming through, I didn't know that I understood, and yet I am able to clear my channels enough that information is coming through in a way that I am able to articulate things that I haven't consciously sat and really mulled over for a long time. And in the last podcast episode, I did cover a lot about how our beliefs through proximity color our potential. And I'm really starting to see that, but I had to live it, but I also had to have the connection with the self to become an open channel and allow the freedom of that flow of information to come forth. And so that might sound like a word salad if you don't understand these types of things, and that's okay, right? I don't need you to understand me for it to be valid. In fact, I'm not even doing this for you technically, and yet I am doing it for all of you and all of us and me as well, right? My the impact of this has less to do with me to you as it does the universe to all of us. And so I'm gaining something out of this, while at the same time, whoever this reaches and gets to is also going to benefit in the way that it's meant to. And maybe part of the benefit or the value is that it causes you to think and stop, or maybe even reject it, right? Maybe the premise that I'm bringing forth is going to be something that you reject that helps you grow in ways that are beneficial to you. And that's okay too. Like, I don't need you to agree with me to make my points valid. Although I want my points to be of use and value to people, that doesn't mean that it's going to land or look in the way that I think that it will. Because again, that would be my belief in proximity to the potential of what something can be, coloring it and or diminishing it or affecting it, when in reality it's going to do what it's going to do, right? That rock that is so beautiful, or that crystal that is so beautiful, didn't necessarily exist for you to find it beautiful, and yet here it is being and doing that for you. So is it any less of that value that it brought to you because it wasn't created just for that, right? It wasn't compressed and grown through concentration of those particular minerals for you. It just happens that it made its way to you in its lifespan, in its movement. Movement is the way, through life. And let me bring it back in. So, the reason I do these things isn't just to make money. It isn't just to talk to because I think I know something that's better than other people. I'm actually benefiting because this helps me articulate and then cover myself in this knowledge that I can be a channel for and that I get to benefit from. I don't know it all. I may have acted in many times in my life like I know it all, and I'm going to tell you straight out that while I say these things and they're true for me right now, they may not be as true tomorrow. And yet, maybe they always will be true because it's captured right here, right now, as this, and it will make its way in truth to whom it's meant to make to. And what comes of it then is really not necessarily going to have anything to do with me at that point. And does it make it any less impactful with the waves or the influences that it has later on as it is now? And the answer is, I guess it really depends. And what does it depend on? It depends on what the universe has planned for life. And far be it for me to know, and far be it for me to even label it as a plan, because the plan of a human isn't the same as a plan for a universe or a planet or a sun or a stone or a mineral. Plan to us is a human contrived characteristic, definition, state of understanding, when in reality the trajectory of things in life from another experience may be completely different or have completely different meaning. And I hope that made sense, because I think it made sense, because I think I get it, but I'm also kind of questioning this because I haven't fleshed it out. And that's the other thing, is sometimes I haven't fleshed this out, and it's me just talking to try to flesh it out. So I'm not creating these just for me, but I'm also not creating them with a particular impact in mind outside of, I just want it to be useful to the world. And I don't get to decide how it is useful to the world. The world will decide how it is useful. The universe will decide how it's useful. And it will travel and move in the way that it's meant to and get where it's supposed to be for that impact and for that affect and effect. So, can you just show up honestly and fully as yourself any given day, any given moment, and know that that is perfect, because that will be transmitted or moved or carried or transferred to where it's supposed to go? Maybe in the form of a memory, maybe in the form of an emotion in somebody else, maybe in an interpretation of somebody else, and that it will serve its purpose in that way to fulfill its use in the world. And I can't say we're always headed towards good, but I like to believe that we're headed towards good and that everything is for my greatest benefit. I don't always believe that, because my experiences in proximity to that belief sometimes don't pan out in a similar way, but that's only because I believe the way that I believe of how it should have happened. Right? If we get into the shoulds versus the coulds or woulds, then life starts to get a little cloudy and murky and discolored, and the feelings don't always end on great. Now, if that was slightly confusing, I could see why. So let me pin it together and let me pull it back in. We are called to be us. And we are called to do the things that come naturally to us. Talking and philosophizing comes naturally to me. Understanding big concepts and how they tie together comes naturally to me. And so I feel most natural when I hit play and I start recording and I start talking. And then I get this added benefit of synthesis of information that I didn't necessarily knew I knew, but felt in there. And so I hit play, I talk, and whatever's created is created. And then it goes where it's going to go, right? Why do some things become viral and some things don't? And why do some things done exactly the same way not land in the same way as another thing that was done the same way, just at a different time? It's because things move and flow and are absorbed into the things that they are meant to be absorbed into, just like life. We are born when we're meant to be born, and we decease when we're meant to be deceased. And are there different variables that impact that or could impact that? Yes. Do we get to choose them? Maybe, kind of. I don't know, suicide, maybe. But do we really get to choose that? I mean, how many failed suicide attempts are out there? A lot. So was it not their time? Did somebody else intercede? How is that decided? And not to get morbid, but there are things energetically at play that are greater than our perception or our ability to understand. And if we can take a step back and just show up to our greatest good, move in the best ways possible for us in any given moment, life is going to unfold and call us to be and do and provide the things that we're meant to, and it's going to get where it's supposed to get. And all we have to do is show up and be willing. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave it there. Be well, be free.